Hey everyone, welcome to Thursday with Pastor Dan. We're going to be doing Psalm 145 today. So here we go. I will extol you, my God and King, and bless your name forever and ever. Every day I will bless you, and praise your name forever and ever. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised. His greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall laud your works to another, and shall decree your mighty acts. On the glorious splendor of your majesty, and on your wondrous works I will meditate. The might of your awesome deeds shall be proclaimed, and I will declare your greatness. They shall celebrate the fame of your abundant goodness, and shall sing aloud of your righteousness. The Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love. The Lord is good to all, and his compassion is over all that he has made. All your works shall give thanks to you, and all your faithful shall bless you. They shall speak of the glory of your kingdom, and tell of your power, and make known to all people your mighty deeds, and the glorious splendor of your kingdom. Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures throughout all generations. The Lord is faithful in all his works, and gracious in all his deeds. The Lord upholds all who are falling, and raises up all who are bowed down. The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food in due season. You open your hand, satisfying the desire of every living thing. The Lord is just in all his ways, and kind in all his doings. The Lord is near to all who call on him, in truth. He fulfills the desires of all who fear him. He also hears their cry and saves them. The Lord watches over all who love him, but all the wicked he will destroy. My mouth will speak the praise of the Lord, and all flesh will bless his holy name forever and ever. The line in this psalm that caught me or catches me, and I think I've preached on this before, but I'm not 100% sure. I've done a few at this point. Is one generation shall laud your works to another, and shall declare your mighty acts. And then my mouth will speak the praise of the Lord, and all flesh will bless his holy name forever and ever. Ancient traditions dictated that the only way the word or faith got passed down was essentially campfires or meeting places where people sat and spoke. They shared the stories. They shared the faith. They taught. Often you would have people who would become sources of wisdom and knowledge, and people would travel from afar to hear them. There wasn't much written. It was all verbal tradition. So one generation would laud the works of God to another, and they would sing of God's praises, and they would share that. The older generations had a responsibility to pass on the faith to the younger generations. It was faith is and was and is and will always be meant to be shared. We've fallen into a climate in our world that it's inappropriate to talk about faith and politics and money and whatever, but mostly faith. Don't talk about faith. It's you'll offend someone, or it's offensive. Yeah, don't push your faith on someone. Don't jam it down someone's throat. Don't beat them with the Bible. But there is nothing wrong with sharing faith, with having conversations, even with people of other faiths. Again, not to abuse them with our faith, but to share, to speak what is our truth to someone else, especially to the younger generations. No one's born a Christian. We live in as so to speak, the majority. That kind of is slipping, but that doesn't matter. But it's our call. It's part of who we are, and what we're supposed to be doing is sharing it with the younger generations. We all depend on another person for our faith. for education in that faith, for discipleship, for equipping, for training. If it wasn't for other people, I wouldn't have faith. I didn't just come out and be like, "Yay, Jesus!" That didn't happen. I had people share faith with me. I had people living their faith around me, and in such a way that it was contagious, I guess, or inspiring, and it made me want to be part of it. And that's our call. Acclamation. This excitement, this whole psalm is talking about the glorious deeds and all the great things, and what they'll talk about leads to that proclamation. Praise and celebration leads to telling the stories, leads to talking about who God is to us. And that's the difference between forcing faith on another person and talking about it. It's not unkind or inappropriate to talk about what God has done for me or how God's moved and worked in my life. That's simply just sharing my truth as I see it. Now, demanding someone else be just like me, that's different. But it's our job to be the generation that lauds it, to celebrates it, to enjoys God so much that we share it with the next. One's not simply born a Christian, as I said, and they're certainly even not baptized. And immediately, like, yes, we take place in that and say we'll hold that up. But that's the thing about infant baptism as we do it, is we are taking a commitment to raise them in such a manner, to laud the faith to the next generation, to share it, to live it for them. And I'll leave you with this. It's not just up to those of us who are, so to speak, the paid Christians or the volunteers, but it's up to us at home. The statistics are overwhelming. The people who continue to stay in faith while they're in college or beyond that are the people who saw it modeled at home. Not by their pastor, but by parents and by friends of parents and people who took it home and lived it and did it and prayed together and read scripture together. The gospel's not simply stumbled upon. It's shared. It's meant to be shared. That good news is meant to be told. So, in the words of the psalmist, let us laud the works of God to one another, so that all may know it. May all know the good, beautiful works of God. Blessings. Hope you all have a great week. Hope to see you soon.